back after the weekend. I'm so glad to see you. I miss you over the weekend because I think about you and I can't wait to do another reading with you because it's so fun. But also, the universe has been leaning on me to start taking time off on the weekends. So whenever I come back, I'm like, oh, yay. So today is Money Monday. And I did get a question from one of you guys, Arwa. And Arwa wrote to me an email at my email address and asked me this question. Arwa is expecting a promotion or hoping for a promotion in this next season at her employment. And so I love that question because so many people are wanting to be recognized, promoted, and supported at work. And I thought, oh, that's the perfect thing for Money Monday. So welcome, Arwa. As you guys know, I am so blessed by y'all suggesting topics for our readings. It's so easy for me then to create readings that are meaningful for everyone. So I'm just opening up our angel wisdom this morning and we are going to do our readings. So the theme of today is about receiving acknowledgement at work, promotion, acknowledgement, endorsement. That word comes to my mind. Where in the workplace there's a better situation for you. Good morning. I see somebody has already put something into the tip jar. That's what the thumbs up is, so thank you. Okay, now I'm also this week I'm doing a different style of reading, and so I'm super excited. I love, love, love this spread. So thank you for your patience while I just shuffle up the deck. The cards are a tiny bit sticky today in Tennessee. It's a little humid. For those of you who want to interact with me, you are welcome to do so. In the afternoon, I will have my chat with Kat readings, and that's where I draw one card at a time for you and I answer questions. Okay, so be sure to stay tuned for the chat with Kat reading later today. Okay, so here what we're going to do is I'm going to take my deck and I'm going to divide it into 3 piles. And they have to be relatively even. Of course, you guys know I have a tad of perfectionism in me, which is trying to work its way out. Okay, let me put a couple of these over here. All right, so these are going to be our 3 piles for our money reading this morning. Okay, so I'm just going to take the card that's at the bottom of the deck and I'm going to put it on top because this is what you're not seeing when it comes to being recognized at work, being promoted, being acknowledged, being valued. And that reminds me to remind you guys that the whole point of Fish Out of Water Tarot is to help you feel your value. Sometimes I say to help you feel comfortable in your own skin. Because if you're one of those unique personalities that finds yourself in difficult situations with people because the people are frustrating for you, that would ring a bell within me because I really love being alone. But what I'm seeing, even in this reading, look at the duplication of this turning the back. Okay, so I feel like some of the people here that are listening, when it comes to your work and when it comes to being acknowledged or receiving endorsements from work, the are these it's showing that you're kind of turning your back on yourself. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but we're going to dig in. So Arwa asked the question. So the cool thing for Arwa is every single one of these piles is going to be addressing her situation, but also I'm going to draw personal cards at the end of the reading today for Arwa. Now, this is the easiest way to get a personal reading at absolutely no charge. So if you are a little jealous of Arwa and you want me drawing cards for you, email me, okay? So here I have my dogs in here distracting me a little bit with their noise, but I'm going to do my best to concentrate here. And let's move forward. So here we have pile number one. Now remember that we have already taken cards. This is only a third of the deck. And I love this reading because it does help connect you with the idea that spirit wants to reach to you, that your inner being wants to guide you when it comes to money. This little figurine is something I use all the time to remind myself whenever I get worried or upset. It's because I am thinking about a problem in a way that is different from my inner being, the part of me, the greater, the higher self, my best potential, whatever you want to call that piece of yourself, is reaching through this reading today to comfort you. And when we can quiet our little selves down for half a second, we are going to simply get more data from our spirit and we are going to feel better about money. Can I hear an amen from the peanut gallery? That's you guys. All right, I'm sorry to dilly dally. No dilly dallying. Let's draw the cards. I'm just so glad to have y'all. Okay, so we have the wheel. And I think I'm going to do it this way just so I can make sure they're all in view for you. The wheel. And let me draw one from the middle of the deck here. And we have the Page of Swords. Okay, pile number one. I'm when I pulled that card, I immediately thought to myself that wouldn't it be nice if we had a magic wand and can simply wave it and the money problem would dissolve? Wouldn't it be nice? And I think that there's part of you, pile one, that does wish it were easier, that there's an energy in this pile of a little bit of disillusionment because you sense that when you began this position, and this reading is pretty much for people who are working for someone else. So when you began this situation, you felt like you were taking a chance, like spin the wheel, because there were things involved that were very attractive, and you felt it was a fresh start for you. I really like the pages because they show progress and fresh start energy. So, part of your situation is that you know what you're capable of, you know what you're worth, what your proper wage should be. However, when you took this position, pile one, you kind of gambled. You thought, you know what, I'm just going to take this. I know it doesn't pay me enough right now, but there's something here that is very attractive. So you might find yourself working with a lot of young people, people younger than you, and maybe it's kind of hard to remember that your spirit led you here. And now at this point, you wonder where the light is. Can you hear me? But here's what I want to tell you, pile one. There are more currency available to you than just money. Yes, money is the why we work for someone and getting paid is important. But there's also social currency. Maybe the people you're working with are really good for you and you enjoy them. Okay, so that's what I call social currency. That's something that has high value. So for you, pile one, there is definitely progress that you're making in your situation. Your people do see your value. They see that you have even more to offer the company than what you're doing right now. So what this is showing is that there are things at work that you are being appreciated for other than money. Okay? Let me say that again. Pile one. Even though you may be feeling a bit out of sorts because you feel like if they don't promote you, what are you going to do? The fact is that today your spirit is calling you to recognize how many things are good, fulfilling, and sustainable at your current job without looking at money. Okay, so do yourself a favor, get a piece of paper out today and just do an assessment. Is your place truly shortchanging you? Or, like Murphy's barking, or Do you feel like there are other values at work that are soothing to you besides money right now? Okay. So thank you, pile one. If you could relate to that, please hit the thumbs up. Remember, these readings are no charge at all, except I work for tips, and the tips fall into the thumbs up. All right. So thank you very much. We are going to go to pile two. Welcome to pile two. This is your reading. When it comes to money, Money Monday, what is it that your inner being has for you to speak through these cards? Okay, so let's take a look here. So, my darling, pile two, you might be what people call an Eeyore personality, from Winnie the Pooh, where you are just kind of always seeing the darker side. Now, first of all, I'm giving you a big hug. If I were there, I'd hug you. Some personalities just can't help themselves. They feel like they're being realistic. They feel maybe that you are being overly optimistic, but there's some energy around right now where there's a sense of loss. So, pile two, you may have taken a position that you hoped was going to be sustainable. And right now, you think back to your last position and you think, uh oh, did I make a mistake? Should I have left? Because I don't feel comfortable as I thought I would. Okay, so let's dig in and see what else is here for you, pile two. When it comes to being appreciated, compensated properly, valued at your place of employment. So, pile two, let me just take a look at the story. Well, this is what I would call a mismatch of energy, pile two, because here, look, we have this figure, which I'm going to interpret as you right now, that your back is turned, your hands are on your hip. I love these cards so much, don't you? Because that posture is basically like, I dare you. I dare you to change my mind. This is known as the Wonder Woman pose or the superhero pose because it's true that if you stand up like that, and right now you could do it. I'm doing it right now. Stand up and mimic his posture. And that's like, okay, all right, I can handle it, right? But notice they're turned the other way. Think how much more empowering it would be if that figure was facing us in that same posture. So, what's happening? Look here at this stream going by. This is often called Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk. So, pile two, when it comes to being recognized and being valued at work, you are missing some important information as you focus on what you lost in the past, like whatever your past position was, and maybe you took a cut in pay to take this new position, whatever. The point is, as you focus back to what happened before and whine about it, I'm so sorry. There's so much love for you. Abraham tells you that. And then he goes, there's so much love for you here. However, you have to realize that crying over spilled milk is absolutely not going to get you anywhere. Then look at the two hands. What this person doesn't see is this assistance right there, two queens. So you are not alone here at all. And the cards are clearly indicating you're not leveraging, you're not using the tools that are already there for you. This position you have committed to is not a dead end. Whatever's going on there, you need to realize it's different from your past, and maybe you took a slight downgrade to get your foot in the door. But you have two powerful queens here. And so, what do they tell you? Number one, there's conflict here. This queen's got her back turned to this one. Now, I don't know if you watch any reality TV at all, but there's a lot of queens battling in reality TV. And that's sometimes that's where I go to feel the energy of what y'all are feeling because it's such a caricature and how people can blame other people for their disappointments, right? And that's all over. Yesterday I was watching Selling Manhattan on Netflix because the amount of money that those people deal with is beyond what I deal with tarot readings. But the fact is that 90% of the realtors in New York City make less than 40,000 a year. 90%. Do you know how anyone can survive on 40K in New York City? No. So those queens that are trying to sell that real estate, this is what it's so much blaming and so much looking back. Well, that other agency I worked in did all that. What's here for me now? So you have a tremendous opportunity in your current place. It's all in your attitude. Pile two. Don't be worried about take care of me, take care of me. Where's my promotion? Where's my endorsement? Wrong energy. There are two strong queen energies available to you. It might be that somebody in your employment has the role you wish you could have, that you want to be promoted to their jobs. Here you go. Open your eyes, watch. What is it about someone you admire? What do they do? How do they operate? Make a study, make them be like your secret mentor. Where you're like, okay, I want this position. Well, what do they do? One of the things they do is they don't complain. They have learned, highly successful people have learned that complaining brings absolutely nothing. Now, there is a complaint cure right in the description box. I call it the worry solution or the worry cure. But you must learn how to keep this to yourself because if at work they feel this in you, they're not going to want to lift you. They want people who can control their mind, control their speech, control their thoughts. I do tapping with people, and right now there's going to be a way for you to work with me for free. You got to keep my community tab in your in your sites because I would love to teach you how to do this and for absolutely free. So please keep your eye peeled. This Queen of Wands is my personal card. I feel like I vibrate, that I resonate, that I teach, that I love, that I do my cards through the vision of this Queen of Wands. Brilliant, talented, independent, controlling, right? That's my fatal flaw. There is nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself. Never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. The need for balance between career and personal life, all of that is here. So, pile two, no question. I feel there's somebody at your current employment, probably two, who are knocking it out of the park, and you need to be studying and admiring them. No jealousy, no envy. You have to figure, look, if they can do it, I can do it. It's a call to action for you, pile two. It's a real comeuppance. It's like, please stop complaining. Your inner being is your. Does the spiritual part of us ever complain? Does the spiritual part of us feel fear and please don't leave me out? Of course not. The spiritual part of you goes, today, you are one day closer to attaining the kind of respect you deserve at work. Today, I am one day closer to learning what these people are doing the right way. Today, I am one day closer to turning my back on the past and looking at the cups that are offered to me. Got it? Great reading, you guys. This is so exciting. So, Arwa is my wonderful friend who emailed the theme of this reading. So, everybody, let's give a hand to Arwa because this is powerful and a great reading for our Money Monday. Because if you're complaining about something in your money life, you have to cut that out. Okay. Now, if this strikes a chord in you and you also have a money worry or an employment worry, you can write to me. Let me know your question and I can do a morning's reading based on you. Okay. And Arwa, as soon as I'm finished with these readings right here, I'm going to be pulling cards for her directly. You're sure welcome to watch along and look over my shoulder. Okay. So let's take a peek at our delicious pile three. Pile three, I say delicious because I really admire you. Pile three, you have, you're, what would you call it? There's a word called journeyman. I'm not sure what the exact meaning for it is, but in my mind, I'm thinking about it as somebody who's a worker, guide, leader, journeyman. And the fact that there's a dedication, there's a pride in getting a job done well. And there's something about you, pile three, where you enjoy completion, that you may enjoy having a list and checking things off, that there's order is important to you. So it looks to me like you're in a situation where you're seeing the need to move on, but we are still at that place of wanting to make sure that we leverage our current position. What could you learn here? I know you're feeling disappointed because you feel like they don't appreciate you. And I hear you. A lot of people feel like that. In fact, pile three, isn't it true that once people start talking about dissatisfaction, everybody jumps in and complains, right? And so all of these messages today have had a theme of watching your mouth and making sure you're not complaining to the wrong people, because some people might want to hear it, but most people have enough complaints of their own. So make sure you check the resource box. You'll see something called the Worry Cure. It will help you, I promise. So let's take a peek. Money Monday. What is it that we need to know about feeling valued and feeling respected at work? And our original question was around that promotion. Could a promotion be coming? Could this person be leaving the position because they were promised something that didn't happen? And they're like scratching their head. You know how you scratch your head when you're confused, like, what's the answer here? Let's see if the cards can help us. Ah, excellent. The transformation card and the sun. All right, so I would say for you, pile three, you are definitely being guided to accept that the position's going to be coming to a close. So sometimes, well, I would say a lot of times, people that come into my readings are strongly intuitive. Many people that come to my readings are very technical oriented. They're very brilliant when it comes, very brilliant. They're brilliant when it comes to figuring things out. Lines and columns, numbers are very comfortable. But when it comes to getting along with people and having patience and just understanding that some people are going to misunderstand you. Okay. If you're like me and you're neurodiverse and your brain just does not line up like you hope, and you have anxiety issues that you struggle with, you're just always feeling a little bit off when you're dealing with other people. And yet, your gifts and talents are just undeniable, undeniable. But as you get ready to leave another position and you're scratching your head and you're going, oh, for Pete's sake, now I got to go do this again. I got to go meet a whole new group of people. I'm just kind of demoralized. Now, look at the little dog. Look how the little dog is looking backwards. This is showing me that you are getting much more skilled at not taking things personally, pile three. I'm so proud of you. It's not easy to feel like you don't fit, but I love how the light is just streaming in that door. That's the sun. You are going to be guided to your next position clearly, but right now you're not finished. You are in the middle of this transformation. Look at the top. Can you see all the tiny figures on the scaffolding? I love that part of this card because down here, look, they've already completed all of that and it's taken a long time. And so your transformation is in the fine tuning. So, what does that mean? How can you get ready so that in your next position, you're carrying that banner of pride and who you are? The red flag that always suggests the family of origin. What is it in your look at the red sweater? What is it in your mind right now, in your belief systems, that is tied to your family of origin? Sometimes when you come from a country that's very poor and you move to a new country that has more, your family history back in the day, your granddad's granddad, okay, your grandpappy's grandpappy, your grandfather's grandfather, where did they live? What was going on there? Whatever hardship they were enduring carries through your bloodline. You can't do anything about how mean people were to your great great grandfather. And you would say, Catherine, why does that matter? Why do I have to hear about this? See? But that's because Catherine, the words I'm saying to you are not as comforting as numbers. If you could say 1 plus 1 equals 2, and then therefore my new job and my new job will equal my comfort, right? You can't take ideas and feelings and make them be numbers. But what you can do right now is press in. See what you can learn at your current position. That little doggy looking back is saying there's something yet. There's something to learn. So, a very important part of this message is what I said for pile one, which was that money is only one form of currency. And there's social currency, there's pleasure currency, there is routine, the currency of routine, the currency of steadiness. I know it's reaching a little bit, but no kidding. When you're really following your inner guidance, you're on your way out of this current energy that you're working in. You don't want to waste anything. You want to be able to utilize everything that's there. Pile two had that cool reading about those two queens. If you didn't see pile two, I definitely recommend, because there's people at your current workplace right now that you can watch and learn and pay attention and even learn more, like the gravy on the biscuit or like the cherry on the sundae. Don't leave with regrets. Learn everything you can. Your next position is going to offer you much more. Yes, more money, very likely. But remember all of the different currency that goes with being satisfied at work. Okay, so pile three, excellent reading for you. I hope you don't feel discouraged that your current position may be ending sometime soon, but I do feel like you are seeing the handwriting on the wall and that my words have comforted you, and that's what I'm wanting. So I'm going to point you down to my email down here and remind all of you that a lovely person named Arwa was the person who wrote to me and brought this idea up. Arwa, it's now your turn. I hope you've enjoyed all of these readings. And you guys, this is very similar. If any of you order a reading from me, you get about a 45-minute personal reading where I draw a gazillion cards. That's not true. But I draw as many as I want until I get your story straight. And then you are delivered a recording just like this. And if a private reading is not something that's in the cards for you, you have the ability to simply write to me, and you might be the next person who is the target of this reading, because I believe with all my heart that every single one of these readings is directly for Arwa. And that brings me to just this little teachable moment where I want to tell you guys about the magic of a collective reading. Because it's true that when you, in your imagination, you imagine that you are sitting right across the table from me during this whole reading. This is a live reading. I'm here right now shuffling these cards. It's just a decision on your part. Say, you know what? I'm going to pretend that Catherine is reading these for me. And I'm telling you, there's some real magic there that I cannot explain. My favorite readers, White Feather Tarot, Sunshine, Ascending, Scorpio Ascending is one that Sunshine does. And of course, Chris Reck over at Minnow Pond. But there's certain ones like when they read, I swear they're looking right into my heart. And I love that because I learn so much from them. Okay. So, Arwa, thank you from the bottom of my heart and from all the people that are filling my tip jar today, that this little reading about money and being appreciated at the workplace is really soothing the souls of the people who are hearing it. So, Arwa, it is my pleasure to draw cards for you. So, first, bottom of the deck, and Arwa gets the whole deck. You guys only got a third, but that's okay. I hope you got some. Okay, Arwa, bottom of the deck, what you're not seeing. Oh my. Okay, Arwa. Beautiful, beautiful release card. Endings that lead to new beginnings, the need to release situations or people that hold you back, and spiritual transformation. Arwa. And thank you guys are welcome to listen right along to Arwa's personal reading. I'm sure they don't that she doesn't mind. Okay, second card, looky there. Nice victory. Okay, so I'm really loving this for your energy, Arwa. I do believe that all three cards, excuse me, all three piles had benefit for you. And I'm hoping you noticed that too. Remember, everyone and Arwa, be sure to check the description box where I have excuse me, I have put things into the description box that are going to help you. All right. So, Arwa, as I did all of the readings, I did feel sincerely that your mind is like your worst enemy right now. I heard a man recently say, "My mind is my best friend and my worst enemy." And don't you love that? Because how you're thinking about your current situation is causing you pain. Now, there's a woman, her name is Joan Rosenberg, and she has something, I think it's the Rosenberg method or something. You might want to write that down, Joan Rosenberg. I'll try to put one of her links into the community. She's very good at teaching about unpleasant feelings, unpleasant times in our life when things aren't going well. How do we create a storyline around it that isn't terrifying? So, in your situation, you're feeling anxious and nervous about whether you're going to be properly recognized, properly promoted, properly acknowledged for what you bring to the company. Okay, so it's a big question. The first thing I'm aware of is look at the flowers in the field. You can't even count them. They are abundant. So, number one, Arwa, it will give you great peace to begin listening to some videos around mindset changes. They call them retraining your brain, where you can start to watch for abundance in your world. I will, when I'm going to send this to you, Arwa, of course, I'll send you the link, but I'm going to send you a link that I want you to try because abundance is all around us. Everywhere you go, there's abundance. And I know it feels so tiny to tell you that if you walk around all day thanking spirit or the universe or whatever is your spiritual guide, if you spend the day thanking God for everything you see that's abundant, it changes how you're looking and how you're thinking about life in general. This whole idea that there's different kinds of currency and that money is not the only important currency is absolutely critical for your Arwa. You're young, you have a huge future ahead of you. If you are to be guided, if your inner being is saying you will be staying at the company, you need to completely release and let go of your desire for what you're wanting right now. If you need to know about promotion in order to have peace of mind, your angels and guides are saying, no, no, no. You're fighting too much of a battle by yourself. You cannot do this by yourself because you cannot see into the future. You can just deal with right now. So, focusing on abundance will be the first steps, planting those seeds that'll grow into more than you can ever imagine. You are stepping into a place where you're going to be seen for your giftedness. You're going to be recognized. This is the card of being recognized. Okay. So look at all these, see what those, I don't know what those are. They're like, I don't know what those are floating around. It's just symbolic. Maybe the wind is blowing and blowing in petals of flowers. They could be butterflies, but this point of being understood, promotions, awards, or scholarships, this is here for you for your life. Okay. Even if you stay with this particular place and you get the promotion you want, it's temporary. Everything is temporary, and you're going to be racing off into a new direction. Highly unlikely that, oopsie, I'm sorry. highly unlikely that in 10 years this will even be a question. Okay, so this is eight wands, so it could be like in the next 8 months that you're going to really get the clarity you need. But keep in mind, this is not like a closed situation where you're closing a box and putting tape around it. This is an open situation. As you learn through all three of these readings before this one, because they were good, and as you learn how to look at yourself at your current situation with more abundant mindset, you're going to change how people see you there. If you see abundance, even though I, excuse me, even though I'm not comfortable because I don't want to wait and I want to know the future, the truth is there are things I can notice at my current work that are abundant. Even though there's so much uneasiness and I'm not sure about how to be at my position, they might not give me a promotion, but the truth is, I'm greatly skilled at what I do. I have nothing to lose to focus on abundance. All right. So, this is an important message for you, my dear Arwa. And I would like to pull an oracle card for you because you are my fabulous. Oh, here, maybe I can use this deck right here. I am so grateful to you, Arwa, because you are not alone. And there are so many people who struggle keeping patient when they're at a certain workplace and it's not what they want. And they know if they quit, that's not good because it's easier to get a job if you have a job. But I'm going to pull a guardian angel card for you today, my dear Arwa, just to complete your personal reading. Those of you who have enjoyed this reading, thank you for being here. I'm Catherine, and I am queen of the fish out of water. Fish out of water feel comfortable with me, and I'm glad because I want all of us to be able to feel valuable and to feel comfortable in your own skin. If you're enjoying this, toss me a thumbs up into the tip jar. I appreciate that. Okay, Arwa, here is your card. And you pulled Archangel Raphael. I love this for you. Okay, so this may be very significant. You know, you might have been kind of torturing yourself because you're eating wrong and you're doing some things that are not good for you because you're stressed, right? But Archangel Raphael is the guardian angel of healing. You can find some really cool YouTube resources where you can do a meditation with Archangel Raphael. Just go ahead and put into the search window um, Archangel Raphael meditation or affirmation, and I'm just positive that some beautiful beings YouTube channel will pop up and you can begin to invite Archangel Raphael in. The green is all about love. Self love is what this is about because what you're wanting to do is to see into the future, and your lovely inner being is saying, that's my job. Your job is to find peace in the moment. Find your way back to a state of mind that is peaceful and comfortable, and you will get guidance to lead you through to your next position. Okay, Arwa, I hope this reading was very beneficial for you. Those of you who have joined me, I'm so grateful because I feel like I'm leading a little troop of people who want to take personal responsibility and see more blessings in their life. So if that's you, welcome aboard. If you have a question, email me. I would be just thrilled to pieces to use your idea for a reading. Y'all helping me so much. There will be an opportunity to work with me for free. Watch my community page. I will be putting that notice up here today. And let's see, was there anything else? I don't think so. Oh, yes. Later on today, I will be back for the Chat with Kat live, and I will take your questions. That's when I open up my comments so that you guys can ask me for questions, and I'll draw one card at a time. And I love those. So tune in later. All right. If you're not sure or what time zone or when it's going to be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you're notified. So, my friends, I just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I miss y'all on the weekend, so welcome back. I'll be back tomorrow morning with somebody else's themed reading, and I just love you. Go forth and prosper and make it a beautiful day. See you soon.